So what are the 3 original lead sources that I built our real estate business off of 20 years ago? Hey, this is Dave Hooke, Dave Hooke Real Estate Team over at Keller Williams of Central PA. And I want to answer this question because a lot of people ask me how we build our business, and I know lead sources are confusing. So I just want to share a little bit about my journey. Lead source number 1 that I started with when I was 22, 23 years old was going door to door. Yep, believe it or not, for 2 years I went door to door in a couple neighborhoods throughout Carlisle and slowly came from contribution. I never once convince somebody to buy or sell their home, but I did come from contribution, answer their questions, give them value, and slowly the phone started to ring from those sources. Step number 2, lead source number 2 was expireds and FSBOs. Back then I carried a 3x5 card around me and came from contribution with people trying to sell their home on their own or who couldn't sell in the past. And again, never once convinced them to utilize my service, but came from contribution and gave them value, and slowly a certain percentage of them found enough value in me to hire me formally to list their home. And step number 3 was I gave a ton of value in the relationships that already knew, like, and trusted me. So that's my sphere of influence, circle of influence, as some people call it, coming from contribution through direct mail, through email, and through texts and phone calls and coffees. So working that group of people, building trust, solving their problems, being the person that they could lend an ear to and vent to, and slowly but surely the referrals came from that source as well. And that source is the very core of our business today. It's lasted all through those years, but it wouldn't have been the source that we relied on without the first 2. And yet there's a lot of loose ends and holes in those 3 lead sources. So if you want the very dialogues that we led with when coming from contribution to talk to our sphere of influence, I'm happy to share them with you. Just private message me. I'll give you those dialogues and how to come from contribution. And if you have any other questions, I'm just a phone call away. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.